Hi folks. So I've scoured my shelves looking at all my vintage books and just trying to decide which of them have the best artwork. So I think I've picked out my favourites, so I'm just going to go through them with you here. I was interested as I was looking through them how many were from New English Library. They went through a purple patch of producing some really fantastic artwork, I think in the 1970s in the main. And this is one that I quite like. It's Isaac Asimov's Rings of Saturn, as you can see, and it has a skull in place of the usual gas giant. I've actually not read it, so I don't know what the significance of that is, but I just quite like the idea of there being a partial skull, at least, with rings around it, like what Saturn has. And this is the first of a couple of appearances by a pan lozenge, and this is probably my favourite of all of them. It's The Werewolf Principle by Clifford Simak, and it just has this fantastic image. Isn't that great? I'm not sure if I can tell who it's actually by. Somebody in the know will know, but it just doesn't say. Another favourite of mine is John Wyndham's The Outward Urge. I'd like all of these Peter Lord covers. I don't quite have a full set, I'm still missing two, but this is my favourite. And I think I just like it because of the bright colours as much as anything else. Nice and orange. It would be rude of me not to include a Chris Foss. So of the ones that I have, I quite like this one. This is Planets for Sale by A. Van Vogt, and it has a narwhal spaceship on it with the whole kind of prong thing going on here. And I've picked out two of the Corgi new writings in SF. The first one is number 28, and the last two or three of this series, if you get them in their first editions, are really beautiful, and I really love this livery, the way they've done it. It's a shame in some respects that they aren't all like this. I would have quite happily got numbered 1 to 30 in something like this, even if they weren't first editions. They're pretty beautiful, I think. But that's one that I really like. Again, maybe I'm just drawn to the bright colours. Maybe I'm easily pleased. That's another one, number 29 of 30. Again, pretty bright colours. Here's another pan lozenge that I like, is Richard Cowper, Road to Corlay, which is a book that I haven't read for decades. I had this in, not this edition, but a different edition in, God, I don't know, in the mid-80s, early mid-80s. I haven't read it since then. But anyway, I like the sort of vaguely gormless looking monkey face on the top of the skull with the eyes poking up from the water. It's quite an intriguing image. Quite a lot of these images. They probably bear almost no relation to what's going on between the pages, but still, that's not important right now. The next one I picked out is slightly tatty, again with the bright colours. It's the first edition paperback of Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey, which is the first, in that it was the first written of the Pern books. Bright colours, easily pleased. I have, despite my inner teenager, I have done my best to avoid gratuitous female nudity on the fronts of the books that I've chosen. It's not that there aren't any, there are a few. I figured I would get away with this one because it's mostly a cat. Mostly a cat, except in one or two important places. I shall say no more. Fritz Lieber's The Wanderer, which as far as I know is about a planet that just appears in the sky 4 times the diameter of the moon, a golden maroon colossus straddling the sky. So I don't know what naked furry cat ladies have got to do with that. I was particularly taken with that picture. Couldn't say why. I just like cats. Stanislaw Lem, The Futurological Congress, again with the bright colours. I'm fond of an orange, it seems. I really like this one. I haven't read it, but I really like the cover. And then this next one is the Clifford Simak book that got me started collecting these 80s/90s Methuen Simak editions with the triangular thing instead of the A. And when I first got this, I was staring at it for ages trying to work out what the hell's going on here. It's got like is it an eye or a mouth or something gynecological going on the front of its head? I don't know. And then it's got, you probably can't see, maybe you can if I get it right close. It's got like measles on its torso, whatever it is. Anyway, I was so taken with that one picture that I started collecting the whole of the like 30 odd of them that there are in this livery. by Clifford Simak, and I'm about halfway to collecting them all, I think. This one's got a pretty winning combination of a astronaut and a, looks like a robotic pterodactyl type creature. Paul Anderson, A Circus of Hells. There's another Paul Anderson here, actually. This is a panther from the, would have been late 60s. It's in shillings and pence. And I have no idea what's going on the front there. Looks like some nasty outgrowth, but it's brightly coloured, so it qualifies. I don't know what it is. Is it a star fox? Is it something else? I don't know. Very pretty though. And then I've got a couple more of these New English Libraries. These are both Brian Aldiss books. What I might do one day is find all the New English Library books on my shelves and get them all down and have a look at them for 5 minutes on camera, because I think they're all pretty nice, these 1970s ones. It's The Interpreter. And that is The Canopy of Time. I like the artwork, slightly abstract, a little bit wacky, a little bit 70s, a little bit drug crazed maybe. I like it. I have some spaceships to share. I don't think I can do this justice. Let me see, because it would require me to hold up 3 books at once, which I'm failing to do at the moment. Let's see. Maybe I can. Does that work? So this is just about, I'm not quite lining it up, but it's the 1970s edition of the Foundation trilogy by Isaac Asimov, and you can see it's a triptych and the images join up. And they were originally one image that have been split across 3 books by Chris Foss, of course. Look at that. Big and bold, big fancy spaceships, probably bearing very little in the way of relation to what's going on in the book. But still, who doesn't love a spaceship? Talking of spaceships, I couldn't make my mind up which of these two to pick, so I'm going to show you them all, because we do like a spaceship or a big fat robot. So these are 6 of what I think are 10 of the Family D'Alembert series by E. Doc Smith with Stephen Golding, although Stephen Golding really wrote them and sort of was writing them effectively on license from Doc Smith, who'd left behind after dying a couple of outlines of the books, and Stephen Golding did the rest. So let's see if I can do them in order. Does it matter? Not really. I don't know which order these are in. Cool spaceship. I initially assumed that these are all Chris Foss, but certainly one of them is not, and the others are not credited. So one's credited to Chris Foss and one's credited to somebody else who I'll come across in a minute. Yeah, this one's credited to Angus McKee or Mackay. That might be my favourite one, actually, of these 6. There's another one, The Clockwork Traitor. Cool spaceship. And this one's got a bonus robot, an enormous Transformer scale robot killing a spaceship. So I've got hundreds of vintage science fiction books, and these are the ones that kind of caught my eye as I was perusing my shelves earlier on this evening. I hope you like them. Tell me, what are your favourite science fiction book covers? If you want to, you can email an image to me, or images if you want to. My email address is in the description of this video, or it's on my channel page. It's a Gmail account, SciFiScavenger@gmail.com. I would love to see them, and if I get enough of them, I could do a video of your favourite cover art as well. So let's do that. As always, thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.